Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So I decided to do a video trying to get everybody on the same page, kind of another explanation to this stuff. It seems like I need to do this once in a while. So I got had a specific person lost, and obviously trying to figure out what was going on. So um, I should probably start at the beginning. So when me and my fiance started this channel, we were just trying to point out some Mandela effects that we noticed that went largely unnoticed in the community, the Mandela Effect community, and for a while that's all we were about. That's all we were doing, and we decided to try to answer some questions. Do they connect? The Mandela effects, that is there a pattern? Is there anything in the changes that would help discern that pattern, to pick that pattern out? And so we decided to start figuring out what exactly changed in these changes. And I'll give you some examples. For instance, Stouffer's changed to Kraft when you with stovetop stuffing, right? So what changed here? Well, Stouffer's changed to Kraft, but what really changed? You have this tea that's still in Kraft, so it's still there. So you can eliminate that T, and there's an F over here in Kraft and two F's in Stouffer's, so you can eliminate that F and eliminate this other F. You have an R that's still over here in Kraft, so you can eliminate this R. And all you have is Soufeska. So you can bring Soufeska down, and that's what actually changed. Everything else was still there. I'll go through these first, and then so for instance, Said Enough in REM Losing My Religion changed to Set It Up. That happened 2 times. Well, what really changed? I mean, sure, Said Enough changed to Set It Up, but what actually changed? This S is still there and Set It Up. This I is still there and Set It Up. So you can take that away. This E is still there. It's right here. So you can eliminate that. That didn't go anywhere. And this U, this U is still there. It didn't go anywhere. So all you're left with then is ADNOGHTTP, and that happened twice. ADNOGHTTP. Manwich to Manwich. This MA is still there. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't change. So you can eliminate the MA. And this WICH is still there. You can eliminate WICH. And all that happened here is an M change to an N. So M, N comes down. Now this is one that maybe it's Mandela found. No doubt. Don't speak, then changed to well several times in the song, actually. I haven't gone through and counted how many times it happened, but however many times it happened, you'd bring it that many times. So the E is still in well, and then, so all you got is, THNWLL. And however many times that happened, that's how many times you'd bring it. And it happened at least twice. So we'll say it happened twice, except I'm sure it happened 3 times or more. And then, along with any other change that may be there, you do it in order as much as possible. So you're left with these letter groupings that actually changed. Now, this we haven't run yet, but then the next thing we decided to do was run them. And at first, we just ran them. We'd run SOU, say, and see what was there. Maybe UFE. And you do this forwards and backwards. Well, eventually, Steve, a fellow that's been there from the beginning and really helped us shape this up, pointed out that these ran in categories almost inevitably. And my fiance and I talked it over and decided, well, you could probably get, if they are running in categories, you could get much more information by running the thing forwards and backwards in categories. So that's what we started doing. Well, in this case, FUO came up, fever of unknown origin, in almost every category, if not every category. And that stood out really hard, of course. So we did some research to figure out who may be studying the fever of unknown origin. Well, Tashiri Care Hospital in Odisha, India studies the fever of unknown origin. They had a lot of patients. So we got to Tashiri Care Hospital in Odisha, India, out of this, running this forwards and backwards through categories. In this one, the University of North Dakota came up backwards over and over and over and over. And so we ran the University of North Dakota. Manwich, the University of New Mexico stood out to me because they study quantum information and control. They research quantum information and control. So, and in this one, I don't have anything yet because we haven't done it yet. I think we'll do it after Danny's maps, after the South America change, which is going to be a challenge. We're partway through that. So you get that. And you run it forwards and backwards through the categories. You look for a pattern. All right. When you're done with that, you go ahead and use this chart here to convert all that to numbers. But once again, we could use the alphabetic order, A1, Z26, and everything in between. I'm sure it uses this 1 through 8. It probably breaks it down in a number of ways, and we've only been using this numerology chart that we got from Just a Voice. But I'm sure there's more to it, and we're going to try that at some point. So then we run the categories that way with the numbers. So we'd convert the S to 1, the O to 6, so and so forth. So this would become a number sequence, say 1, and O is 6, so 6, and U is 3, so 3, and F is 6, so you got your 6 back, and E is 5. And S is 1 again. And K is 2. And A is 1. But we'll show it. A is 1. So SOUFESKA then becomes 16365 121. And then we run that forwards and backwards through the categories, and we do that for everything. And whatever we find in here that stands out like a pattern, we break it down and get as much information as we can out of it. Yes, kind of like Manwich here. ConAgra Foods, Hunts. We take Manwich, the changes, and we take Manwich equals Manwich, the direct changes. We take the extractions. Hunts Manwich, ConAgra Foods, ConAgra Brands, because foods and it's the same thing except it's brands now. And we found that both are useful. It's located in Chicago, Illinois. We break Chicago, Illinois down. We find out who's in charge. We do the same, which is Sean Connolly. And we take Sean Connolly. We generally do their initials, SC. Didn't do that here yet. Then we do the same thing for the University of New Mexico. Their initials, Albuquerque is where it's located. We take Albuquerque, New Mexico, NM. We take Albuquerque. We take New Mexico, NM. And we find out who's in charge of that organization or that university. Garnett S. Stokes, and Garnett Stokes, and Garnett and Stokes. And then we basically run that through this gematria calculator and get the 4 base ciphers. And our theory has been that quantum computers are causing some of these changes, and that at least some of these quantum computers were designed to use the gematria algorithm so that if you convert it down, if you find the who's and what's, and then run it through the gematria calculator, it will weave and link itself together with the other changes that also used a quantum computer using the gematria code. And so far, they have. In fact, all 15 that we've got so far connect in the number 24, 42. Same numbers, different order. 204, 402, 420, 240, same number, different order. Zeros don't count. So that's what we started doing, and we can prove that there's stuff in the changes. Some time ago, we tried a random letter generator and gave up on it at some point because they weren't showing a pattern. The ones that would go through and others just wouldn't go through at all. After we ran into enough that I ran into a wall, I decided to stop wasting my time on it because the random letters just weren't producing the same thing that these changes were producing. So we tried to prove ourselves wrong with a random letter generator and failed miserably to do so. So we can prove what's in these changes if you, once again, break them down, break down what actually changed, and eliminate what didn't, and just left with this code. And SOUFESKA is a code, we think. And if you run it forwards and backwards, and you can do multiple ways, sometimes I'll run SOU and then come back and run OU because I know that Oklahoma University is OU. see what's there and what isn't there. And sometimes and then UFE and depending, sometimes I'll just run them straight through. But I generally try to squeeze as much information as possible out of it. So that we have as much available information as we can get, so that hopefully we can find the pattern that way, and find out who looks like they're most likely running the calculation. And then once you get these ciphers in the gematria, you can link, like we did here, Manwich, we can link that to the University of New Mexico through the gematria code. Links right up. And then they all link in the number 2442 here. And that we could stop there. But since there's more connections to be made, then we don't stop there. We try to make all the connections. And I'm not perfect, so I probably miss this and that. I miss a number, whatever. It's going to happen. And it's not a perfect system either. It's just the best system we have right now. We're not getting all the categories. We're not getting everything in the categories. And we're not getting all the number conversions that they would use. And I don't know if we could or would want to get them all, because we'd spend forever and a day on one Mandela effect, and we'd never get anywhere else. So I may try the alphabetic order in a reverse, something like that, and convert these changes to those instead of just using the numerology chart. But we know for a fact that the numerology, if you do that, if you run the 1 through 9, there's stuff there. We can prove what's there. So that's the gist of what we're doing. And there's a chance I may have missed something, but I hope not. And I hope that this helps anybody that's not on the same page. Get on the same page. If not, let me know. I'll try to put it in another way and do it better. So now I probably won't get my next number category out today for the gematria, but hopefully by this weekend I get another one out somewhere on it anyway. So, and then we also do simple binary code A0 B1 all the way to Z, but we don't use that in the determination of anything of what to run. We just do the letter code and then change it to numbers and see if anything changes our mind, if we have something in mind, or see if another pattern emerges. And then when we're done with, then we run the gematria against it. And when we're done with the gematria, we run the simple binary just to see what's there and what isn't there, period. And more often than not, in fact, I think we're batting 100 there too. There's something there. So anyway, hopefully this helps. I didn't want it to go this long, but there you go. It takes time to explain too. So for now, thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down when appropriate. Thanks for all your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. And let us know if this helps, doesn't help. If this doesn't help, I'll try again. So thanks for watching, guys. And for now, you guys have a great rest of your